I don't even know where to begin, but I spoke with someone who, and I did a video on this morning. I spoke with someone close to production and the cast, and I got word on Raquel. Did you see that video?
I don't think so. Fill me in.
Okay, so you know how we've been talking about Raquel doing or like kind of holding out for her contract and trying to get paid more, hoping to get paid more. Well, I spoke to
Yes.
someone and they said, we're pretty sure she's not coming back. Like, she's not coming back. They're still hopeful. They're trying. She's not binded by her contract because of the medical of it all. With her going to a mental health facility, she can have a doctor say this is not good. She's able to legally get out of any sort of contract. She's not binded in that way anymore at this point after everything she's put herself through, which almost makes me think that this is kind of strategic in a way, but I would never want to say that. You know, you of course you like weigh it, right? You question everything, but you can't help
Of
it. This
course.
is reality TV. So I spoke to someone and they said, if she was going to come back, Adam, her chance was, and what producers were pushing for, were for her was for her to come back to Lake Tahoe and film with everybody there because that was a common ground. Much like we saw Tom Sandoval in the photos with the rest of the cast, where people are going crazy thinking that Sheena is now turning her back on Ariana. This was the common ground. Tom Sandoval was about, like, he was able to get back in there. They were the same. They did the same thing. You know what I mean? He was in the relationship too. He's sitting at the same table. She would have been able to do the exact same thing. She didn't take the common ground. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. It would have been a good opportunity for her to extend an olive branch and make amends with the group. I do hope maybe I do want to see her back. I think that we need closure with her, and I think we kind of want an update on what her and Sandoval are doing these days, if anything. You know, of course, we saw this iconic photo that is now breaking the internet
Be a
of
good
the hat.
person.
I mean, crazy. And I also have questions about this photo because obviously there aren't just paparazzi like hanging out in Arizona. Like, this was staged. She called this person to photograph her in this hat to create a story. That's my theory.
Okay.
But I feel like I wish she would come back. I do, seeing how Tom Sandoval seemed to, in the videos that we heard his voice in and the pictures that we saw, they seem to be kind of, maybe not 100% back to normal, but definitely making amends and maybe getting back on the right track with him. And so it would have been a good opportunity for Raquel. Maybe she's holding out to come back and be in a more like comfortable space with the cast, rather than maybe on a trip where she might be, cornered, or, because we did see in Vegas last season, they kind of all turned on her and made fun of her. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see her return. Maybe it'll be in a one-on-one kind of situation with Ariana or Tom. I don't know. But if your source says she's not, then it's highly likely.
I want to clarify this really quick. What the source said was, as of right now, she's not returning. There are no plans for her to return, but producers, Lisa, everybody is pushing for her to come back. So the cast is hopeful that she returns for the season. Ratings, I'm sure, for season 11. But as of right now, it's a no. Now, can that change? Absolutely. That's why I think it's like, people need to remember too, she might have a conversation tomorrow with her mom, and her mom might be like, Raquel, you're not doing it. And she might look at her mom and be like, you know what, at this point, I'm so sick of people telling me what I am and what I'm not going to do. I'm going. And she might call the producers and say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do it. What's the contract? I'll sign it. And just like take a leap of faith. She could change her mind, because if she changes her mind even down to the finale, if she wanted to walk into the finale and not film the entire season, and she said, hey, mic me up, they would 100% do it.
I agree. And I don't know what the status of her and Sandoval's relationship is. It kind of seems like they're not together anymore, but seeing as how manipulative he was with her last season and how he could kind of, almost control her and tell her what to say and tell her what to do. If he comes off of this Lake Tahoe trip and is like, look, I'm able to make amends with these people. Maybe you might be too. Who knows? He could even sway her to come back and make an appearance.
I don't think I mean, honestly, I think that they'll eat her alive. I think that you would have to be in a very confident mental state, like a very healthy mental state. And I'm not saying that she is not in one. I personally feel like a pretty confident person. I feel like I can hold my own, and I would not want to put myself in that situation. And I didn't cheat with anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to sit down there knowing, hey, everybody, once we cue the green light and the cameras go on, you're all getting paid. So it's time to eat. And we're not talking about the food. Go. Like, I would get anxiety.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely don't think it would be good for her mental state. But like you said, it would be good for ratings. And I don't know, I think that the group, Tom, Sheena, Ariana has a lot to discuss with her. So I don't know. I think maybe as viewers and as fans, we are kind of owed this a little, but I don't know. We'll see. I do want her to, do what's best for her mental health at the end of the day. I don't want her to, make choices that might send her down a bad path again.
Right. I agree with that. Okay. Well, next, everybody wants to talk about Graham. Now, the whole story with Graham. Bravo Snarkside on Instagram posted this, which obviously came out from Entertainment Tonight, right? Raquel's mom made a statement. Did you see this yet?
I did.
So for those of you who didn't, of course she did. She's on it, guys. This is why I always say at the end of the videos, you have to go follow and listen. Raquel Leviss. I love that we are actually calling her Rachel now. We're committed. Raquel Leviss's mom shows bite mark, explains how Graham ended up with James Kennedy. He bit me to the bone. Rachel put Graham into behavior classes after breaking up with James because he had bitten several people. When Rachel went into the mental health facility, she asked us to care for Graham, as we have many times before. While caring for him, he bit me to the bone, causing severe damage. I saw 2 doctors for the wound that suggested he be euthanized, which we absolutely declined, and sought out the best rehabilitation center, California Doodle Rescue, that gave him a trainer with over 40 years of experience. After discussing with Rachel, we made the tough decision to drive Graham on May 20th to a California Doodle Rescue so that he wasn't alone, and delivered him directly to the trainer's home with a tearful goodbye. While with the trainer, Graham bit both her and her husband. They still worked with him more to get him to a place where he could be adopted. He was placed with a new owner and was returned within 3 days after also biting her, and the rescue then reached out to Lisa Vanderpump for financial assistance to hire a different trainer. Lisa offered to adopt Graham, and he was picked up by Vanderpump Dogs Rescue on July 13th. California Doodle Rescue was told that Vanderpump Dogs would either rehabilitate him and place him in a good home, or he could live on her property until his dying day. My daughter nor I never dumped Graham and want nothing but the best for him. Oof.